you watched SmackDown last Friday, and more specifically, you watched Cody Rhodes and John Cena. And you rewatched that again this morning as well. How do you think it went? Because I think some people are reading into this that Cody Rhodes is going to turn heel.
Well, sometimes they do that to set the people on a different path. They see how it is accepted. They're going to have to do a hell of a turn on Cody to get them to accept him as a heel. Because they accepted him almost as a heel against John Cena. The crowd was torn, but that was Cena's 20-year run as a good guy, as a babyface. They weren't used to, and believe me, I think John Cena did a great job. I think he enjoyed it. He enjoyed getting a reaction out of the fans. I think Cody would too, but this is beyond either Cena or Cody getting what they would like to do. We're trying to find something that the fans want to pay to watch them doing. Now, if they tell a story with Cody, I think they could possibly do it, but they'd have to take their time with it and slowly. But that's what we found out about WWE lately is they don't mind spending time to get something going, and they can pick it right at the right moment to pick the fruit off the tree and shoot the angle. So, and I think that if they have a good chance with Cody, but I would watch that because they have a hell of a champion in Cody, or the fans think so. So instead of just turning him just for the hell of turning him, I don't know who they would get him to turn on.
What would be his motivation if he did?
I have no idea. They got to come up with that story. What motivation they would have that the fans could actually buy into.
You don't think they're going to try and do like a double turn at SummerSlam, do you? Because I just sort of think, well, with John Cena, he's going to be leaving it in December. They have to have a redemption arc with John. And now there's only 5 months, if that, left to do that with John, so he leaves on a high. What do you do?
Well, his whole story up to this point was with Cody. That's the most memorable one. And they could try to do a double turn, but those are tricky. You better watch. And it's up to Triple H to take all these ideas that creative could give him. And I don't have one for him right now. But maybe if they went down and sit down and watched a bunch of tapes, and maybe something could pop up. But that is interesting. So, and that would be actually, if they could do that, that would probably be a great creative feat, and I'd be interested in seeing it myself.
Have you ever booked a double turn in your booking career?
No, I never booked a double turn. No. When was the last double turn? They did it perfect, though. I forgot what it was.
Well, the most famous one is Steve Austin and Bret Hart.
Yep.
There have been a couple since, but I think that's the archetypal gold standard one. And then people romanticize that because Steve Austin was actually pretty much booed until May. And, you know, it took another 6 weeks, 8 weeks for him to be fully cemented as a babyface. So it didn't just happen that night, kind of thing. Mark Henry, I think, or a couple of people have suggested that The Rock might return at SummerSlam. Now, I don't know where they're getting this other than it's just like, you know, a fanciful idea that maybe The Rock can make some sense out of this mess. But, I mean, so far the John Cena thing has sort of been a bit lukewarm because we don't know why he's a bad guy. And then Cody Rhodes, I don't know why so many fans seem to just want Cody Rhodes as a bad guy. Is it just because he always gives off heelish vibes anyway? Or if he did want their voices heard, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, the Rock, I think he's over more now than when he was. I don't think that not showing up at Cody's win and Cody's loss to Cena he is still hot. And I think this may be the best thing to have him pop in about, I don't know, 2 months every year and just run off his power for the rest of the year. How old is The Rock?
53, I think.
Yeah, but he's still in great shape. So if he really trained, I think he could almost turn in a Rock style match. So The Rock coming back with Cena, and he could actually turn with Cena, with Cody against Cena, because they're scratching each other's back and all this, and they got this deal beforehand that Cena knows nothing about. That might work if they plan that right.
Yeah, I think that'd be a very good idea as well, because then it gives both motivation, a good motivation as well. Can we talk about just once again for SmackDown, the setup was Cody's in the ring first. It's a contract signing thing. It's probably one of the most overdone tropes, overdone segments in wrestling of the past 20 years. Cody Rhodes signs immediately. John Cena sits at the table and says, "I'm sorry, everybody, but I'm actually not going to be at SummerSlam. I've got to film a movie for Netflix. Netflix knows about this, but anyway, I'm very sorry, everybody. I've got to go." Then Cody attacks him, puts him through a table, and then with John Cena's limp arm, signs the contract for John Cena. Dutch, can you explain what the American legal system would make of this?
Oh, they'd rip it apart. They'd rip that apart. I mean, any lawyer, you don't even have to be a lawyer. Said, "Oh, that's not legit. That's not this. That's not that." But that's part of wrestling. You pick it apart. But that's So I didn't want to. Let me correct you. I didn't want SmackDown last week.
Yeah.
So they didn't do that, did they?
On Friday, yeah.
They did it Friday. Well, I was thinking
Friday just come in.
Listen, Sportskeeda on my other podcast, they changed me from one show to the other, which actually took out me watching SmackDown. So last Friday night, I took a well-deserved Friday night off. So I got to get used to Friday nights now. I'm not going to be sitting there at 10 or 11 o'clock on Friday night doing the podcast. I enjoy doing it. But watching the show, sometimes I'll be going, "God, please get through this."
They switched you up.
3 hours is too much to watch a wrestling show.
They switched you up just as SmackDown went to 2 hours again.
Yeah. Then during the hard part, they used me, and then all of a sudden, they took me off of it.